So the goal is to probably put some caffeine in my body and have a late night writing session. Hello and welcome back. My name is Peyton. I am a speculative fiction writer currently working on Project Old Lovers. It has been a crazy busy month. Not even busy, just unexpected. About a week ago now, I had a really embarrassing injury. We were going to go look at this cellar. As I was going down, the cellar door fell on me. Super embarrassing. I ended up with a concussion and my hand was crushed in the door because I was holding on to the front of the floor so I wouldn't fall down the stairs. So I ended up with a concussion. We had to go to the emergency room. I had to have x-rays done on my hand, and luckily I just had like a mild concussion. So like all you can really do for that is just go home and rest and be kind of sore and tired and a little bit out of it for 7 to 10 days. And then my hand luckily wasn't broken or fractured. This one was all taped up, looked ridiculous. We dubbed it the little corn dog. And then for the next couple days I had to like buddy tape my fingers so I wouldn't bend them. But anyway, that's why I didn't have a video for a week. Now that we're feeling better, we're trying to get back on track for writing. Later tonight, I am going to be replacing my screen time with writing time. Let's go see what my average screen time is. I should screen record as I do this too. Can I? I don't think I can voice record and screen record at the same time. Okay, well, let's find out. Screen record. 3, 2, 1. Last week, my average screen time was 3 hours and 13 minutes. Is that a lot? I feel like that's kind of a lot. Yes, I do run social media for my business, but still, that feels really high. So what's my breakdown? My total screen time for last week was 22 hours and 32 minutes. That's almost like a full day. A lot of it is spent on messages. The next one was Libby. Thank God, me listening to my audiobooks, voice memos, of course, from recording, and then TikTok. Yikes. I'm not surprised by that, but I love TikTok. We're gonna go with my screen time week average. So that means tonight when we get home, I need to write for 3 hours and 13 minutes. So I have about 20 minutes before I need to leave to do all those things. When I get home tonight, I need to write for 3 hours, 13 minutes. God, I hope we are not out super late. You okay, baby? Anyway, so for the next 20-ish minutes, I need to get around and change first so I'm ready to go. I'm gonna look over my outline and reorient myself, maybe reread some stuff and write down some scenes that I could work on when I get home tonight. So let's go change and see if we can get some of that stuff done. Back. This has felt like the longest day ever. I feel like I'm working on fumes. So now we're gonna try and write for 3 hours. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so I've got comfy, cozy clothes on. I've got my little Nod Pod thing around my neck. Usually I use this for my eyes when I'm tired. It's just like, let me show you. Little squishy, filled with like beads or something, weighted, and like you put it on your eyes. I'm definitely gonna need it on my eyes, but sometimes I put it on my neck and it feels really nice too. It's just like some nice pressure when I'm feeling really tired to help me feel a little more balanced. I also have an evening coffee. Am I gonna regret this later? Maybe. Is it gonna help me get through this writing session? Definitely. And then I'm about to light my candle, and I think I'm gonna watch this cute, let me see if I can show you guys. So aesthetic. This New York Study with me. It's like a Pomodoro 50-minute, 10-minute break kind of thing, just to help keep me on a real timer, because I'm an absolute troll to myself sometimes when I'm working, and I will just power through for hours without taking breaks, and then I'm even more like nauseous and burnt out afterwards. I just had a mild scare where I thought my computer screen wasn't working. I thought it like blacked out, like it came on and then it just went black, and I was like pushing all these buttons and I could see the keyboard lit up and my monitor wasn't doing anything, but it restarted. It's fine. It's good. Alright, so I have 1 hour of the 3 for writing down. What did I just say? I have 1 hour of writing down out of the 3. The scene I just worked on, it's sitting at chapter 9 right now. We'll see if that changes. But it's only 538 words, and that feels way too short for one chapter. But that feels like the natural conclusion for the scene. So I don't know. Well, maybe I should just leave this stuff for revision. Because like I said earlier, I feel like I'm gonna need to change the structure, like the orders of my chapters and my scenes. And I'm probably gonna have to fill this out, or maybe this can become part of a different chapter, or maybe I can add something else to it. So we're just gonna keep writing. I guess we're gonna leave that 538 word chapter alone for now. That just feels so short. That's also a very low word count for me. But I guess I am just getting back into writing, and I am like super tired right now. Usually when I have an idea for a scene, I can write 1,000 words in like 20 to 30 minutes. And I just spent like a whole hour working on this. And I felt like I wasn't just sitting there and staring at my screen for most of it. Like, words were coming pretty naturally. I did have to stop and research like elderly guardianship rules, because in this scene the stakes are raised a little bit. One of the eldest children, hey, I'm in the middle of something here. One of the eldest children learned something about their father, the male MC, and decides that their father should be put in a nursing home or assisted living, and he's trying to force him into that, basically. So I did have to take some time to double check some of that, do some quick research on that, and I saved some of that in my research documents that I have in Scrivener. She's squeaking away. We went on 2 walks before I started writing. She went on a day trip, and now she wants to play. She's never running machine. I am not, on the other hand. Because I don't have my glasses, I think nausea is kind of getting to me. Plus, it feels like I spent the whole weekend working, because I was training a new barista on Saturday, and then I went and performed, and then I went and did a newspaper interview. So I'm feeling kind of burnt out. And when I feel this burnt out, I do kind of start to feel tired and nauseous, and I usually take a break. So we're gonna go probably take a bath for like 20 minutes, see if we can reset my body a little bit, and try and come back and finish this writing. That would really stink if I couldn't do this challenge, if I couldn't finish this challenge. But at least I did write today, and I got some words in. So let's go do that and see if I feel a little bit better, and at least try to get 1 more hour in, hopefully. So last night after I took my little break, I took a bath, tried to recoup myself, re-energize. I just felt worse. Like, I felt super nauseous and super tired. So I ended up just stopping for the night. I felt really guilty doing this. I felt like I failed this challenge that I put out for myself. I felt like I had plenty of hours left in the day, but I guess this brings up a good point where if you have a very full workload, if you have a very demanding job or life with, I don't know, like kids, I don't have kids, but if you have kids and a family that you have to take care of, or just a really demanding job and a very busy schedule, and you want to write a book or achieve a goal, still listen to your body. Yes, push yourself. I'm glad that I pushed myself and got back into writing after almost 2 weeks of not writing. Your physical health, your mental health is not worth breaking for any job. So all I was able to do last night was just lay in bed. I couldn't even fall asleep for a while, but like I have a weighted blanket, so I had to sit under my weighted blanket to help with my nausea, and I put my little weighted eye, it's basically like a tiny weighted blanket for my eyes that I put on, and this is just something I deal with when I am working a lot, that like this is how burnout manifests physically for me, and this is when I know I've hit that wall where it's just where I'm making myself physically ill because I'm working so much. Because now I'm going to sit down this morning and finish those 2 hours. But I'm still glad that I pushed myself to write yesterday for an hour. I'm glad that I got that. I only got my 500 some words, but that's another scene done, and that's what's actually important. That's the big picture. So let's go ahead, come back to our cute little aesthetic New York study with me Pomodoro video and write for these 2 hours. So we have another hour down, 2 out of the 3. So now I'm on the last hour and 30 minutes of writing to replace my average screen time with writing time. I'm working on what is now chapter 10. I'm considering this break into act 2 because he's loosely, like very softly, accepted the call to action. Like he's still in a little bit of denial. He's accepting that, how do I say this, that this presence is around, that the issue is there, but he's kind of just enjoying that presence. He isn't doing anything to solve the real problem yet. Maybe maybe we're still in the debate. Actually, yeah. At first I was like, I think we're in the break in Act 2 and we might be launching into fun and games before I introduce the B-story character. But I think we're actually still in the debate because I just said he's still kind of in like a soft denial, a soft acceptance. It's not a hard launch. He's not like Bilbo Baggins running through the forest, I'm on an adventure. And that makes me feel a lot better that we're sitting around chapter 10 in the debate. That makes more sense to me. Okay. Glad we cleared that up. So for the next hour and 13 minutes, can't forget the 13 minutes, I am going to continue working on that scene. There's a lot of little fine details that I'm TKing because I haven't worked out their, I guess their like love story timeline. So because this is an older couple, they've had like a whole life before this, and I know bits and pieces roughly, and couple months ago, I guess at this point, I started working on that outline to see if I could put exact like date timestamps on it. And then I need to do some world building. I need to do some other timelines, and those will be almost like a source of truth. And I really shouldn't put that off until revision 2. Maybe I'll make both of those separate videos. I think I'm just in this panic of I haven't actually written words in a while, so I just feel the need to get that done. Alrighty, we have reached our time limit, that final final hour and 13 minutes, and I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm at a natural stopping point for this scene. We'll see what happens on the read through. 1,652 words for this 2-hour 13-minute writing session for today. That with yesterday's 538 words, feeling pretty good. That kind of makes up for the 2,000 words I missed over the past 2 weeks. So if I can find time to get another at least 1,000 words in this week, we will be back on track to finish this before Thanksgiving. This first draft is now sitting at 18,386 words, so we're getting really close to 20,000 words, which is really exciting. With this chapter that I just finished writing, I've actually written the next chapter already, and it doesn't quite make sense to jump into that yet, so I need to add at least one more chapter in between those. So chapter 11 is going to become chapter 12, and then I need to go back and write chapter 11. So I'm going to restructure that before I turn off my computer for the day. I guess end my writing session for the day. I need to go run a lot of errands for the coffee shop and do my usual Monday checklist for the coffee shop as well. But I'm really glad that I was able to shift my schedule around a little bit and finish up that writing challenge this morning. This was a fun little writing challenge. If I weren't feeling sick, I think I definitely could have sat down and wrote for 3 hours. I've done it before in the evening, but yeah, just remember, if you need rest, if your body's feeling sick, please rest and come back to the work. Don't push yourself to or past being physically ill to get work done. It will backfire in the end. But this was still fun, and I'm glad that I did this. This is a good way to get back into writing again, and I'm happy with the progress we made. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Like this video if you liked it. It's really helpful for me. I did get my first coffee on Ko-fi, so that was really exciting. Thank you to that person for supporting. If you want to go support me, I have it linked below if you want to check that out. And socials if you want to keep up to date with little daily life and see more content from me. Until next time, cheers!